Hey guys, I'm Jake.
And I'm Paige.
And together we are...
Really tall. We're Jake and Paige.
Right, and we also offer public speaking and presentation skills help. We talk about things like how to perfect your pitch, work-life integration, and things like how to embrace the awkward.
And awkward embraces, and what to do about it, and what comes of it.
Right, and we just gave a speech on that. Enjoy.
Without further ado, I would like to introduce Paige and Page Fehling. Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, that was caught on the mic. Fabulous. I love a good thank you.
How are we?
Watch the
It's a man's voice in the room. Sorry, guys. Thank you guys for having me, first of all.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so guys, let's be honest here. Paige is the real deal in this whole thing. I know we got some Charlotteans in the room. So Paige is the morning anchor for the Fox affiliate in Charlotte. So she's the professional piece of supper.
Local news fans.
Trying to get lucky tonight. And then
I meant them, but you are too, I hope.
Either way. Yeah, so, and I have spent my career in public speaking and media relations, communications. And so we started teaching classes together, and Danielle talked about it. So presentation skills, all those types of things. And the question that we always got over and over again was, how do I be less awkward? And so that could be, there's medicine for that. There's other kind of psychological things like that. I remember we had one girl one time who was like, so look, when I talk to people, like, why do I do this? Why do my hands go up here? I'm like, that's
easy fix.
That's a bigger issue, right? So we came up with this: embrace the awkward. How to get through those awkward moments. And we've got I promise, a non-political PowerPoint. Look, everybody is up. It's fair game, so don't worry. We touch on everything.
Fair game on everybody. Don't worry. We'll get everybody.
Right, but before we get started, everybody up out of your seats, please. All right?
Stand them up.
We're going to do a little bit of an icebreaker. All right, so here we go.
Look how cute everybody looks, too, now that I can see all the full outfits.
Yeah. You guys look great. All right, so look at the people next to you, to your right, to your left, across from you, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to greet those people as if they are the last person on earth you'd ever like to greet, and you hope you never see them again. Go for it.
Like you do not like them. Awkward.
Go.
Hi. Hey. Talk to the hand.
You got your clicker?
You guys seem really
are
happy to
friendly.
see people. I know, see people that you hate.
That was amazing.
I'm far meaner to people I don't like.
All right, everybody. That was supposed to go far differently than that.
I think it started
I hate
off
you, but
ugly.
oh my God. All right, now, greet the same people as if they're your long-lost best friend. It's the first time you've seen them in like a decade.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Still going. I love it. Jake just wanted a hug.
That could not have gone better. All right, have a seat. We're going to get started.
Sit down, guys. That was perfect. We just wanted to get your energy up a little bit, let you feel awkward at first, let you not feel awkward at first. Some of you may feel awkward all the time.
They have a high threshold for awkwardness.
I know.
That was not awkward at all for them.
I know. They rolled with that already. But let's be honest, even if you yourselves are not awkward or don't feel awkward, you do at some point, and we all have awkward people in our lives, right? Allow Jake and I to introduce you to 3 of the more awkward people in our lives. These are our knuckleheads in age order, not head size order, obviously, because my goodness, our middle child, Cal, has
We'll get to Cal later.
We'll get to Cal later. So this is June. She's 4. Cal is 7, and Ford is 8. And they add a lot of flavor to our lives. Can you guys see here? I'll get out of your way here, too, so you can see. So they're pretty cute, right? We think they're cute. We like them. They typically are like, okay. Ford,
look at this guy
here at 8. I mean, this kid's ready, right?
I was not cool enough to hang with that guy when I was 8.
Right? He's got like the windswept look. Yeah. He's like got his football. He's all ready. Well, imagine my surprise when when Jake posted a picture of Ford that looked like this about a year earlier.
Yeah. Those were the guys that I hung with in school.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Same kid. I don't know what did we do that did you set this up?
That was
purpose?
you. Nope, that was you. You had a nice run of like Fantastic Sam's visits where they came home like this.
I'm not good at talking to the people who cut the kids' hair. Well, they're boys, so you typically do them. Okay, so June, this is June at school. We hope she stays cute because she doesn't have much of a career in writing. She was supposed to be imitating what was on top there.
It's like jagged, like.
She's 4, but still, she probably should be better than that.
No, that's bad. That's bad.
It's bad.
We should worry.
But you know, she's fine. You guys, this next photo, that's from school. This next photo is from school as well. Like when they bring in a professional photographer, right? And they send you the proof. Like if you want to buy this, here's how cute your kid looked with our professional photographer.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not a setup, you guys. That's a real picture.
You better believe we bought all of them. Like we got wallets, we got like the posters, like the fat head
clearly you don't want this one. We're like, no, that's the one we want, actually.
I mean, even June at 4 is like, that's a bad picture, guys. We should probably shut that down.
I think she smelled something, but I don't know what that was. And then we're back to Cal, right? So, I mean, some people are kind of a combo of both awkward and not awkward, and you can make it work, right? Like, there's a little bit of both in this picture, there's a little bit of both in this person, and it can still work for you. So regardless of who you are, where you're coming from, we all experience this at times. Many of us have probably experienced this in the past couple day or two, coming from the airport. Yeah, travel can...
That didn't happen to me, but yeah.
Well, that's good. I don't know if this happened to this lady either, but I think both of them probably felt awkward in this picture, right? We came across, not this picture, but a story about the airport when we were preparing for this, when we decided on the theme and we decided it was going to be Embrace the Awkward. So we started looking online and reading stories, and Lord knows we could have just looked at our own lives for plenty of awkward stories, but we did some research. So there's this woman named Jenny Lawson. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the name. Are you blogger? Yes, who said yes? Do you Molly,
wow.
I love you. I know you would love her, right?
This. Okay.
I know. I love her. She goes by the Bloggess online. She's really funny. I had never come across her before, but started reading her stuff when I obsessively found this post. So Jenny Lawson is in the airport one day and has an awkward interaction with a gate agent. It didn't even, I'm way more awkward than this on I
was going to say.
But she found it, you were going to say what?
Go ahead. Okay. You're doing great. You're doing great.
You're not supposed to agree so readily when I say something like that.
No, for sure. Yeah.
So she goes to the gate agent, and it was something simple, right? Like she went up and she said, hey, he said, yeah, have a great flight. She said, thanks, you too, and kept walking. Was like, oh, he's not flying. That was awkward. I said something silly.
Right.
She tweets it out. Not even that big of a deal. But her followers then start replying to her with their own awkward stories and moments in their own lives that could say, like, girl, I got you. Been there, done that. So we thought we would share a couple of our favorites with you. This is one.
Okay, so we got the Bloggess. A friend went and placed her order at the drive-thru. She then heard, could you please drive up to the speaker you're talking to the trash can, ma'am?
I can see that. With the long trash cans that look like
I missed your order. Yeah, that's the trash can, okay?
Well, I know, but I feel that person. Okay, the next one. I ended a supposedly professional work email to Alcoholics Anonymous with, cheers, Sarah.
Real appropriate.
Whoops.
Yeah, way to be thoughtful. All right, this is my favorite. I've done this like 100 times. Pulled into a gas station, was on the wrong side of the pump for my gas cap. Drove around to the other side and did it again. Drove away.
Be honest, you've done it. And you're like, you know what, I'm going to leave because I cannot figure out how to get to the right side.
Like you get a rental car. I mean, you guys travel. You get a rental car. You're like, which side is it on? You know what? Forget it. I'll just pay the $14 a gallon when I drive it back off the airport.
I would rather just run out of gas. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, the director of my play asked the audience to turn off their phones and vibrators instead of set their phones to vibrate.
We good in here?
Hello.
Everybody off? Okay, got it.
Just wait. Just wait. It gets worse.
Got
or better,
it.
depending on your sense of humor.
Got it. We have a Texas sage plant that flowers before it. You gonna make me do this one? Got it. That makes me flower. It flowers before rain. When asked if it would rain today, I said, well, not according to my bush.
Oh. Those kind of plants. Yeah, no,
okay,
get to the next one. This is one oh God, this makes me want to, this is like awkward turtle on just crack. Okay, mistook the man limping towards me for someone I knew. Said, my God, what happened to you?
I had polio as a child, lady.
I ran away. Can you imagine? That's something my mom would do. To be fair, my mom would totally do that.
Yeah.
There's the water again, by the way. I told Danielle we might have a flash dance moment here in just a moment.
Yeah.
So,
no, we're
careful.
Good. We're good.
We're gonna slip.
All right, next one. After flunking a job interview, I got up, shook everyone's hands, and walked to the coat closet. Thank you for having me. I look forward to seeing you. And nope,
and I'm cold.
Got it.
So there's all awkward. I mean, you heard those. You've probably thought to yourself, oh, I did the same type of thing, right? Or at least you've had moments like that in your life that are just awkward. So our goal here today, people kept saying, oh, give us tips not to be awkward. We said, no. We're not going to tell you how not to be awkward. We're going to tell you how to be awkward and love it anyway and live through it and walk through it and embrace the awkward in not only yourself, but other people. However, there are moments in which you can be less awkward or you can eliminate some of the awkwardness. And we're going to look at 3 of those today. So the 3 main ones we're going to look at today: networking, meeting new people. Some of you know each other already. Some of you are meeting each other for the first time.
I was going to say, perfect opportunity.
All the time that you have to do public speaking, right? And by the way, we define public speaking very loosely. I don't care if you're in the elevator. I don't care if you're up here on stage. I don't care if you're addressing 20,000 people. You are speaking to people and you want to be prepared and not stumble all over yourself, right? And then the third is just sort of general human interaction, everyday, day-to-day kinds of things that you could be running into people about. Let's go with the first one, shall we? See, I told you we're equal opportunity. Networking and meeting new people, right? This was from this just past week. This was from the G20 Summit.
Is this the best picture you've ever seen?
Do you love it? They both look super thrilled.
I love cool photographers. Just got them.
I know.
Got them.
So the first thing that you do when you meet somebody, what's the first thing you do? Awkwardly shake their hand, right? So you don't necessarily, hopefully not awkwardly
Assuming
do it.
awkwardness.
Not after this, you never will, exactly. So my mom, we're from the South. My parents are, my grandparents are from Mississippi. So my mom grew up and she actually learned from her mom, who used to be a teacher and a trainer, and her mom, who was a teacher and a trainer. So my grandmother used to teach finishing school classes, right? That was when most women stayed home. I don't know if Nicole's still in here, but now there you are, exactly. Now we're like GMing hotels and stuff, but back then she would teach women how to walk with books on their head and how to be a hostess and where to set your table and how to host people at your homes. Well, gradually through the years she started teaching them more secretarial skills, and then it became more and more types of professional skills and settings that she would teach in. But one of the things that she taught is in your interaction with men. Now keep in mind, this is the 50s and 60s and it's also in the South. One of the things that she taught is in your interactions with men, it is never appropriate for a man to offer you his hand first in a handshaking setting.
Ladies, I was going to walk by you tonight.
So if Jake's
not interested.
Now, of course, now this is different now, right? But
Right.
Oftentimes you see this still kind of playing out sometimes in a social setting, that a woman gets a different handshake than a man gets. Now back then, it was sort of, you were transitioning from is it okay to shake or is it not to shake? The reasoning behind that, by the way, is a man is never supposed to assume that a woman wants to touch his dirty hand.
Well, but
I mean, no offense.
Went straight to dirty.
Why is it dirty? I don't know if you're, listen, you're a good hand washer. However, just in general speaking.
Got it, okay.
Back then, that was the assumption. So that was just sort of the reason behind sort of the social graces, right, of not offering a woman your hand. Now, when it became more common for women to be able to initiate that, sometimes women still do this, right? They kind of give you this.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Are you coming to?
I'm adjusting all my things here. But they give you like just the fingertip, right? I'm blocking the picture there probably, right? Exactly. What is he supposed to do that? Is he supposed to like kiss your hand? I don't know. That's horrible to do.
Please don't do
give
that
someone.
again.
No, I won't. I don't.
Thank you.
I teach this stuff. I don't give that.
Oh.
Okay. There you go. Also, don't give this. How gross is that, right? You get someone's full hand, but it's like a gross, limp, clammy, and you just like want to wipe your hand off afterwards. So don't give anybody the dead fish.
Yeah, we're gonna go through a few more. This is just. Thank you.
I can barely look at this one.
She was sending me pictures to put in. I'm like, what is it? This is like a 4-year-old just absolutely crushing like a giant like wrestler. I mean, this is the gross picture. But don't be this person. Don't crush like pre-web touch, crush the fingers. And then that is like the little nephew to this one, the bone crusher. It's like, look, the first rule of CrossFit, right, is talk about CrossFit. You don't need to show us
Can we go one
that
day?
You've done. Well, I mean, I just started. I'm seeing results, but you don't need to show. You don't need to show that you're taking CrossFit too. I mean, that is like hand-ending injury.
Yeah.
That can't be. All right, and then this one.
Your
this
hands
one is
are
weird.
done.
I don't know if I've ever experienced this or even seen this in this like a courtroom sketch drawing from the 50s or something. But yeah, apparently this is something too.
My grandmother drew this.
I know. I was gonna say. Like, I mean. People do this. These slides exist, or these pictures exist for a reason. So don't twist people's arm.
Don't twist someone's arm like that.
Like it's a towel. This also known as the groin punch, apparently. This is the push-off.
People do this one. In all seriousness, did you ever get that aggressive handshake, right, where they like shove you across the room?
Yeah, and then that is the opposite of, and this everybody knows this one now, the pull-in. Now, anytime that there's an international guest that visits or a diplomat, this is all the photographers care about, is who wins the handshake. And he is a pull-in guy. He will get you right in there. And
your hand comes away smelling like someone else's armpit. It's just unpleasant for a number of reasons.
He's right. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the way. Got it.
So how to shake?
This is approved. All right, guys, touch webs. Again, this sounds ridiculous. This sounds very basic.
Do you know what your web is?
I think they do. Hopefully they do. Half of the room.
Jake and I touch webs.
Half of the room is a finger crusher. They're like, oh, this is.
Do it. Practice right now. Touch webs with somebody next to you just to get the feel.
This is scary. I'm seeing so much note taking. Oh.
Oh.
Got it. They really like the icebreaker. They're like, let's be
Shannon, that was good.
friends.
You made him go closer, right? I saw that. That was good.
Let's be long-lost friends. Okay, and guys, this is partial credit. All right, so this is like the lawyer, banker, politician. You got the over the hand. You've got the elbow touch.
It can be lovely. It could be a little much.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it's fine, but if you do it, the person's going to walk away with, oh, God, they did the overhand touch. All right. And then this is just, this is whole other level. So this is the Trudeau. Now, if you can pull this off, you definitely don't need this class. This is next level. The best part of this is the creepy, like, looking right at the camera, like, yeah, I'm doing this.
I got this.
You don't know how. You have no idea how I'm pulling this off. Even Obama, like, super confident guys, like, dude, I'm taking notes. This is incredible.
All right, so there's handshaking, right? Keep that in mind. Now, after you handshake and you say hello to somebody, they say their name, and you promptly walk away and have no idea what their name is, right? Been there? Come on, we all do it. I mean, obviously.
Happened an hour ago. Yes, I'm here.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know who any of you are, and I've met half of you. Kidding. So when you hear somebody's name, right, when you want to remember it, again, if you forget it, it's not the end of the world. If you're in an awkward moment when you don't remember somebody's name, the best thing to do is just ask them. But if you want to try to remember a little bit better, couple tips for you. First one, no kidding. You got to hear the name, right? First of all, can we just have a moment? Does anyone miss Oprah as much as I do? Like, I know she's got her own network now and everything, but we don't have cable. We cut the cord, and like I miss her daily at 4 o'clock, right? Coming at you from Chicago. I know. So hear the name. My name is Paige. I often get Kate. People will say Kate back to me. If someone yells hey to someone across the room, I'm like, yeah. They're like, no, I just said hey. I'm like, oh, it sounds a lot like Paige. So be sure that you hear the name correctly to begin with, right? Second of all.
Come on.
I mean, come
on.
Why?
Why would you even assume a W?
I do wonder though if this was a mistake or you see
Starbucks is like reversing it, like they're trolling us now.
Yeah.
They're like, no one would ever do that, but we're gonna do it.
But we're gonna mess with you.
Okay.
But this is a good trick too. If someone has an unusual name too, it can help you to sort of visualize what their name actually is. So can you spell that for me? And it's also can be a trick sometimes if you are supposed to know their name. Like, let's be honest, you've met them 15 times. Like, you should know their name at this point, but you don't. And maybe you're writing a name tag, or maybe I don't know why you could you're going to post something on social media and you say, how do I spell your name so they can spell it for you? Careful with that one.
Yeah, but you don't want to just automatically in your brain like, oh, I saw this presentation, I'm going to go to this trick and spell that, and the person's like, T-O-M?
Busted.
Really?
Busted.
And
they know.
And I thought it was thumb. It was silent H. I thought it was.
We do have a thumb in North Carolina. To be fair, we have a U.S. senator named Thom Tillis. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Do you guys love Ryan Gosling? I know. Thank you. So do I.
All right.
Well, we love you. Sure. I could have put you in the background.
Oprah and Ryan.
Yeah, too much. Okay, so use the name whenever you can. This is a lot of you. Obviously, you work in sales. That's a big sales technique, right? That use the person's name who you're talking with. So when you begin the conversation, when you end the conversation, throughout the conversation, as much as possible, with it still being natural, try to actually use their name. And then finally, when you leave,
flip them off.
Yeah. Flip them.
Great meeting you.
Only do the part that's written out of this. Don't do the motions. Yeah. Do you guys know? Has anybody seen the movie Friday? You know where that comes from, Felicia? Okay, good. I used to work with Felicia. She just left, and literally every time she left the station, everyone would say bye, Felicia, and we thought we were so clever, and she wanted to punch us all in the face, I'm sure.
Oh, she hated you so much.
Oh, she hated us. And she's like, I get it. So I'm going to start going by my middle name. But use the name when you leave. And if as you're leaving you realize you don't know the name, that's the perfect time to go, before we leave, remind me what your name is again. And then hopefully they will.
Yeah. All right, so the next part is public speaking. We talked a little bit about networking. Before we get into some tips on public speaking and how to improve your delivery, another question we get asked a lot is, how do I kick off my speech? Or how do I, if I'm giving the same speech over and over and over again, it's like wash, rinse, repeat, what's a tip? So we encourage people to do the reception before like a breakfast networking event or an after hour. Do the pre-thing before you're speaking or meeting people. Nobody wants to go to that, but go to it. Talk to one or two people and get a nugget from one or two of those people. We say don't be the weather and traffic person. Like, that's easy. If I would have opened like, hey, gosh, how about the rain this morning? Oh, we came all the way down to Miami and there was rain. And you guys would be like, oh my God, Gordon, you know. And then I roll into the speech and we're all on the same page. But have a little creativity. Talk to people. Listen to the people speaking before us. Danielle was up here and she was doing this, and I was paying attention to that. I was like, we definitely did not teach her to ride the pony in her
That was good. I like that.
speeches. I don't know what that was for, but something like that. Pay attention to those pre-speakers. Talk to the people during the first part of the networking events and get those one or two things to engage in, because now Danielle's like, oh God, is he going to call me again? And now everyone else that like was in the elevator with me is like,
he going to make me?
Oh God, what did we talk about? What did we talk about? All right, so that's just a little trick. All right, next. Is Cindy still in here? Okay.
Ouch.
Yeah. So when we did the presentation with HB Hospitality, she was wonderful.
She is. Is she in here or is she upstairs? I think she's upstairs.
First of all, I didn't get a response. Does everyone know what RBF is?
Thank you. You said it so you can get in trouble.
She says with low
and
energy,
we won't.
resting bitch face. So Cindy, lovely. Great speaker.
She does not have active bitch face. However,
great content. She's blessed with a wonderful RBF. And so
self-proclaimed. This is what she talked about.
Yeah.
This she brought it up in presentation skills training.
So we really dialed in with her on this next tip.
Yes. Do this instead, right? And Cindy came more full circle with RBF than I've ever seen anyone come with RBF before, and she's the perfect example of it. We have a trick. You guys have all pens, right? Danielle's smart. She's been through this before, so she like cleaned her pen ahead of time.
Sanitized her pen.
Can
all right.
somebody throw
now
me
they're
a pen?
freaking out.
Can you throw me one of those pens there? Do you mind? I'll go. Yeah. I played first base. You can.
That's
okay.
a Faena pen, which has been used by about 20 conferences.
I don't care. Hey, listen,
Gotta get in there. Go.
I will make sacrifices for you ladies, okay? I will wipe it at least on my skirt. Okay.
You know what?
Take your pens. There you go, Jake. Take your pens. This is something that will help you up your energy, and it will help you remember to smile. This is more appropriate, obviously, if you are giving a public speech, like you're in front of a group like this. If you're one-on-one, don't like turn around and bite your pen and like look back at the other person and expect them to think you're normal. But if you have a minute by yourself,
Go.
if you have a minute by yourself ahead of time and you notice that your energy is low or you're feeling a little bit RBF-y or for whatever reason you need to do this, take your pen.
Pens up.
Pens up. Put your pens up. Okay, put it in your mouth. Do not let your lips touch it.
Just teeth.
Count with me up to 10 and then back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8. Dang it.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Take it out.
How silly and amazing do you feel?
Everyone's smiling.
Everyone's smiling.
How do you feel? Silly,
Kinda
right?
ridiculous.
But good. And you feel a little ridiculous. So here's the thing. As Jake mentioned, I work in local news. You know how we love our studies in local news. Well, studies show if you even have your mouth and your muscles that you involve in a smile, if they even get into that position, endorphins are released in your brain. If the emotion is not behind it at first, but your body feels like it's smiling, you actually get happier and endorphins get released and you get more energy there. So literally when we did our final speeches at the end, it was what, a two day and a half, right, with Danielle, with HB Hospitality. Cindy got up there and she started and she goes, she got maybe a sentence or two and she goes,
you know what? Hold on
just a minute. She went back to her desk, got her pen, did it. We were all like, yeah, girl, get it. She came back and it was like a different person. Danielle is correcting us.
Yeah, or both. Or both.
Yeah, whoever needs it.
Courtney, you were about to
works.
skate, and under the bus she goes. Thanks, Danielle. There she goes.
We were going to pick on Cindy because she's not in the room. There she is, exactly. So
just look back, Courtney was like,
it works. Don't look behind you right now, Jake.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. So the next
Let's talk about volume.
Let me come on this side of the stage. I'll laugh it up.
Give
All
him
right.
a good
Okay, so volume. Now, again, next delivery tip is volume. One, don't talk like this. Don't be monotone, guys. Thank you for coming to our speech. That's the worst. Have some rise and fall in your voice. Have some inflection. Show some energy. Show that you're being engaging. So that's how to deliver. Now let's go to when you have a mic in your hand, or if you're getting a lav clipped on your shirt. Those types of things that you need to be aware of. We got here 2 hours early and used 1 hour and 59 minutes of it on AV. Shout out to the boys in the back, got it done.
Big ups.
But stuff happens, man. So get there early, get there in advance, test mics, test your PowerPoints, all of that. And just glance at your surroundings and maybe notice that there's not a table in front of you with like a tablecloth, and you can see a mic in your lap and you're sitting there for an hour and your wife's on the front row taking pictures instead of telling you
girls.
that you looked like this for an hour. So it was a...
Killed on social media that day.
Yeah, and so she's in the front row and I'm looking down. I'm kind of like in between, it was a panel. So in between questions, I look down at her and she's like, You're killing it. You're killing it. And then I come back and my phone is just lit up like, wow, Jake, really excited about the presentation today. The Dads panel. Hashtag microphone envy legitimately trending in Raleigh that day.
Yeah, listen,
I think
it was
so.
a good hashtag too.
All right.
Yes. What, we have a question. Yes, ma'am.
You tell men not to do that when you're a woman. How do you tell men?
I mean, I just said to Jake,
Embrace
don't
it.
put your
Yeah.
mic right in front of your penis. Okay, so your question is, is that a problem? Like, do you see men on stage legitimately? Okay, so that's a good question.
Put a table in front of them.
Yeah, exactly. No, seriously.
Yeah,
If you
it's
have
not a
someone,
dais, you know. I mean, so have them behind a dais. You don't usually have situations like that. Sometimes they'll have like a casual event where there's like maybe a love seat and a couple chairs, and the MC is.
And they sit with their legs wide open. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yep. Just.
Yes.
You could casually say beforehand, really all the time. All right, good. So I was self-conscious for the
You're making
longest time.
Jake feel so much better.
Thank you. No, but maybe say, hey guys, have mic awareness. Be aware. I mean, if it's not a clip-on mic and they've got a handheld, just you could say something like that. And then in the front row, I mean, even a sign like mic awareness, not like what Paige just said. Like.
Right. I'm joking. You're not going to say that to a man in a professional setting, depending on what have you. But the table.
It's a 5-star event.
Exactly. You don't say penis at 5-star events. You either do put a table, or if you know that you have a guy who, first of all, you can't say that to. Second of all, even if you do, he's not going to listen to you. He's going to do whatever the heck he wants anyway. Lav him. Don't give him a stick mic.
Yeah.
Use a mic that clips onto his shirt so he doesn't have to hold it anyway. Do you know what a lav mic is? A lavalier mic, so it clips onto their. The leg situation, okay.
Yeah.
If it's not being received by you telling them that, you could ask another man to address that with him. Ask the AV person to do it, because coming from an AV person, it feels a little bit more like this is a rule. This person's in charge of this room, and they're telling me, hey, buddy, listen, we have a lot of guys up here, and when the guys sit up here, they spread their legs, and it looks bad. And so I'm reminding you of this now. And if I put my hand up, if I go like this, that means close your freaking legs. And honestly, beyond that, it's sort of they're the ones up there with their legs spread. And if you've done all of those things, then you're kind of doing what you can. Yeah. Does that help? Okay.
And by the way, thank you. Like, jump in. We want to make this interactive, engaging. We'll do Q&A at the end. But if you got something, truly,
jump
think
in.
of this
Yeah.
as like a workshop too. All right, eye contact. Don't scan. Don't do this. Don't do. So like clearly, no one's in the balcony. So if I walked around like this, you're like, for sure, there's no one in the balcony. He's super nervous. You're all right here. You're all right here. So I'm looking here. I'm maybe looking straight through. We've been looking at each other the whole time. Yeah, there's a nod. She's like, yeah, it's a little creepy. A little creepy.
He's taken.
So in all seriousness, don't lock in.
This is not for show, ladies.
Go back to the mic.
And if you take him, you have to take the 3 kids too. So,
yeah.
Fair warning.
Hashtag mic envy. All right, so eye contact. Don't scan, don't look too far off in other directions. Try to move in between sentences. So periods, commas, natural breaks, something like this. We're really excited to be here. Thank you for having us. Danielle, you're the best. Sorry we didn't teach you a better ride the pony technique to introduce people. But yeah, and then also don't lock in, like I said earlier, don't lock in on one person, because all of a sudden that person, super weirded out and wants to get out of here immediately, and then everyone's disengaged, laptops are up, phones are up, all of the above. So, sorry. Basically, don't be weird, but embrace the awkward.
But embrace.
Yeah, I think somehow we're going to get there.
All of that.
And then, I mean, truly, this is one of the questions we get all the time. I don't know what to do with my hands. What do I do with my hands? Has anybody seen
You guys
Talladega
recognize
Nights?
this? Yes.
So funny. There's a scene in 30 Rock 2 where Alec Baldwin he has like 2 mugs in his hands and he's walking across and he's like, is this right? Does this look natural? No.
How's the swing? He goes, is it like this or is it like this? Do you swing with the leg or without?
Right.
You get up here and you forget like normal functions just kind of like go out the window, right? And you don't remember what you're supposed to do. So we do get this question a lot. What do you do with your hands? And we will tell you some suggestions for things to do with your hands in just a minute. But first, what we most like to point out is what not to do with your hands, which is something we like to call the vagesture. Do you guys know who this is? Do you know? In Carolina, this plays well because he plays for the Panthers.
You got some
Charlotteans here, exactly. Anybody else? He's also a Miami connection.
He played for the Hurricanes.
What you got? Oh,
hey!
Are you kidding me? You babysat Greg Olson? How funny is that?
So even as a little kid,
were you like 8 yourself? My goodness. Yeah. Very mature 6-year-old.
Yeah.
So this is Greg Olson. Yes, ma'am. Wait, stop. Well, all the more reason to not listen, ladies, no judgment. If you want a gesture and send that message, have at it.
We just lost all business in Italy.
I know.
Or gained it?
Or got some, I know.
Okay.
So Greg Olson is gesturing right now. He's forgiven because he's a football player. He doesn't speak all the time. He's not on television. However, people who should know better do this all the time. And you are going to turn on your televisions now, and you are going to go watch speakers, and all you will see is the gesture. And if you do, send us pictures.
I promise you. I promise you, she's dying. I love this. She's like, you gotta be kidding me. But I tell you, once a week we get a screen grab text from somebody. It's like, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Why are people doing this? Why are they doing this? Tell them what to do, Paige.
At some point, this was a tip, right? Some public speaker said, when in doubt, just make like a frame around your crotch, and that'll be like the natural way. That's a high gesture right now for the picture, but
it's like
in general, you see it a little bit lower. Don't do that. But you do need something to do with your hands, right? Especially if you're kind of flaily or you're not holding on to things. Couple tips and tricks you can do for that, depending on the correct setting. If you have nothing in your hands, if you're not holding a microphone, and if you are, I'm going to put this in my pocket one sec, because yes, this skirt also has pockets.
I know.
I know. How much do you love that? Okay, so you can sometimes you can do the double hand hold on the mic. That sounds weird when people say it, but it doesn't actually feel weird or look weird. So if that's comfortable for you, do that. You can motion with your hands. Obviously, if you're holding one thing, you can then be able to be free to do that. If you, though, have nothing in your hands and you don't want to be too flaily and you don't want to put your hands in your pockets, certainly you don't want to cross them on stage, put them behind your back, etc. We do sort of, like the gesture light, maybe you could call it. You put or maybe you wouldn't. Yeah. Earlier I called it the loose gesture, and I feel like that just implies all the wrong things.
No.
So that's not what you want to be thinking. Here, do me a favor. Hold this one. Or you know what? You demo for us. Demo here. I'll hold your mic. Jake's going to demo for us what you should be doing. So instead of firmly grasping your fingertips like this, just sort of lightly touch one of your fingers, either your middle or your ring. Yeah, and it's kind of down there. I'm a ring finger girl too. So it's just sort of home base. So you're doing an amazing acting job. You can gesture, and then you're back to your home base. And then you can gesture, and it feels silly at first. Jake's like in a parade right now. I don't know what he's doing. And then you're back to your home base, and it gives you sort of a way to anchor yourself. Oh my God, take your mic back. Dab on him.
Who does that? Who would that networking event?
I don't know. It worked though.
And they crush their fingers. Just
perfect. And then bone crush.
Right.
So that just kind of gives you a home base, and it makes you feel like you have somewhere to go when you're not actually using your hands to display something on stage.
Yeah. So we were with a group yesterday. You can go to the next one. We were a group the other day and kind of went around the room and asked people what do they most like about public speaking and what do they not like about public speaking. And somebody nailed it. They said the vulnerability. It's like when you're up there, everybody wants to root for you. Everybody wants to be there. So, some people have to go to these networking events, have to go to events. Not all events are like this, and I know you know that. A lot of times it's a membership, maybe their company is sending them, and they sit there and they want to be entertained. They want to be engaged. Otherwise, for an hour, all they're going to be thinking about is their inbox, and all they're going to be thinking about is their phone. What they also like is a good comeback story. And they like to see, let's say we were doing an event the other day and the fire alarm went off. It was a black tie event and we had to go into the parking deck. They evacuated the hotel and then they eventually brought drinks.
People?
Yeah, they brought drinks out. So it was actually turned disaster into like the best night of our lives.
Turned disaster into drunk.
Right, but that's the next presentation.
Yeah.
And I'm fully expecting to slip at some point and then get up and like, hey, delight. Yeah, but stuff happens. Lights go out, things like that, and the crowd wants to root for you. So now we're gonna show you two examples. Both happened in January of this year. You'll probably recognize them, and we'll let you decide, sort of, because we've got some text on the screen, who turned disaster into delight and who didn't.
Yeah.
Well, Happy New Year!
I mean, I guess.
Well.
Sure.
I'll just give you the look, okay?
Can't find her earpiece.
Can we give it up for the background dancers who just never stop?
They roll through it, I know. Did you guys see this happen live? Anyone? Oh, no.
So we'll just say, it went to number one.
What's this? My face
That's
right
what
now.
it is. Okay. Feels like a dream.
Nope. Feels like it. Nope.
I'm out.
She gave it 2 words.
We're missing some of this logo, but it is what it is.
Times Square, it is what it is.
But I like the way
She got that one.
audience sing, okay?
Wow. All right.
Don't do what Mariah did.
Look, she's encouraging the crowd to say the crowd is in it. That was what not to, that's turning disaster into a burning building. That was on live TV, New Year's. Raise your hand if you guys saw that. Did anybody see that?
Right? Or
I
you saw it
mean,
afterwards on on every morning show.
super
and
uncomfortable.
Google
And why don't more people just go, you know what? I am going down in flames. I'm just gonna roll with it. I mean, she just was like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, that's my favorite part of that. All right, next one up. You guys watch the Golden Globes this year? Love the Golden Globes. All right, this is the open. This is the opening to the Golden Globes this year.
Thank you very much. Oh, no, please. Thank you very much. Welcome. Thank you. Hey. I know everybody. This is good. Thank you so much, everybody. This is, welcome to the Golden Globes. Already the teleprompter's down, so this is a great way to start the show. I can do impressions. What do we do here? I can think of something. Cut to Justin Timberlake, please, and then he'll do some, just wink at me or something. Yeah, this is great. We have another monitor coming in. I could just, you know what? I'll make up this monologue. We're here. This is what happens at the Golden Globes already. You have already.
Look at everyone smiling. They want him to pull out of
You
this.
have your Golden Globes moment already. It's already like a GIF. I'm happy I didn't trip already. It would be like, it's like just doing a live.
Still down.
Here we go.
Live TV.
This is the Golden Globes, one of the few places left where America still honors the popular vote. But
Hey-o.
Hey.
And he comes back
And
swinging.
I remember watching this. with Page, and I mean, you nailed it immediately. You were like, his prompter's down, even before he started. And
When you thought it was part of it, he goes, this is part of his speech. I go, nope, his prompter's really down.
I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'm like, oh, Jimmy's so great. Look at him roll with it. Look at him tripping on purpose. But no, when you heard him say, I'm going to make this monologue up, he rolled it. He could have easily pulled a Mariah. He could have walked out and said, you know what, let's just wait until they get the next prompter in. Give it a second. He didn't at all. He rolled with it. It's hard, guys. When stuff happens like that, it's hard, but you have to roll with it.
Another question that we get a lot is how to end the speech. And this isn't even necessarily always a question so much as it is something that happens and afterwards people go, I don't really know what to do, but it was kind of weird. But you want to demo for us what usually happens?
Sure, I'm happy to demo. So let's just say the speech ends and it's like, and I really appreciate you coming out to our presentation today, and hopefully you came away with a couple tips and tricks to help you rock your next speech. So thank you, yep, okay, goodbye. So there's like the landing of the plane is what we call it. How do you land your plane? Here's one easy way to do it, right?
It sounds weird, you guys. I know it sounds weird, but every time we teach this, people go, I'm not going to do this for myself, but I'm telling you, we'll let Will Smith show you here for a second. I think he's motioning. Clap on and clap off, right? When people are, it's like the Pavlovian response. If you see somebody else do it and you're finishing, Jake, you know what? I'm going to let you demo this too. Will you
Again,
show
you're
us?
going to let me demo that. Okay.
I will allow you to.
And hopefully you came away with a few tips on how to rock your next speech. So they make friends
see somebody else do it.
But don't clap me off. Got it. Okay, noted, ladies.
They jumped in. It was hard because you had the mic in your hand, yeah. But you'll find if you do that, it just becomes, it's like you see someone else clapping, and you just you're like, what am I doing with why are my hands doing this? I don't know. But you tell people to clap, and they will clap right along with you, and it's a nice, healthy ending.
Yeah, try it at a board meeting.
Yeah, try it.
Do not try it at a board meeting. But, and our earnings are way up.
Everyone's like, that's weird. I don't know why you're doing that. In addition to how to end things, people hate public speaking, right? A lot of people do anyway. And it's because, why? Like, what are you afraid of when you get up there? If you think to yourself, what's the worst that could happen when you get up in front of a group and start speaking? Anyone? Say it, you ramble.
Yes.
Or you blank out, right? Rambling, at least you're up there saying something. But if you get up there and you are faced with absolutely nothing in your head, like how are you going to fill that time, right? We'll tell you later, we've got tips online, so that's sort of an addendum to this talk, if you will. One of the things we tell people to do actually is plan to talk less than you were planning to talk, because when you get up there and your mind goes blank, you actually tend to ramble into whatever it is you're talking about. So if you plan to talk less, you'll actually fill that time usually trying to kind of get to where your point was, unless you make it a point to have what you want in your head. So this is a little equation that we use, and it's called how to remember. That's not a typo. We're telling you how to remember.
That would have been awkward.
How to remember. That would have been super awkward. That's why I had to make it clear. So the first part of the equation, you got to pay attention, right, to whatever it is. And I don't mean you're paying attention to a speaker, obviously, but when you are preparing for something, I don't know about you guys, it's hard for me sometimes to lock into preparation because it's not in the moment. So my ADD kicks in and my mind kind of goes all over the place. It's like when you read a book and you read 15 pages or the same page 15 times, and then you look back and you're like, what did I just read? I have no idea, because you weren't really paying attention. So obviously you got to pay attention, kind of lock in mentally there from the beginning. Attention plus intention. You got to mean to do it. I'm a clumsy person. I was a clumsy kid. Growing up, I used to spill the milk or knock something over or leave the door open. I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
I really actually didn't hear you, but I'm sure it's good.
Just growing up?
Oh, just growing up. Yes, no. I'm a clumsy adult as well, to be fair. That's true. So you got, and I would say, Mom, I didn't mean to. And my mom would go, well, next time you need to mean not to. So you got to intend to do or not do whatever it is that you're trying to lock in your brain, right? Attention plus intention minus tension. Got to get rid of the stress, or else your brain is too busy worried about how worried you are about everything to remember the stuff. That's why when you go into a test, or you went into a test in high school or college, you studied all night the whole week before, and you sit down for the SATs or whatever it is, and your mind goes blank, right? Because you're so stressed about it. You got to find ways to eliminate that in order to have retention. Attention plus intention minus tension equals retention. So how do you do that? Well, you got to give your mind a way to actually be able to access that stuff. Here I go again. Ready? Studies show.
Oh, dear.
You like that? Mm-hmm. We only use 3 to 7% of our memories.
Wow.
We can remember, it's horrible, we're doing terrible jobs. We can remember a lot of stuff though. You have so much more information in your brain and in your memory than you know. You just don't know how to access it. It's like you get pieces of paper and you just throw it behind your desk, right? If somebody comes in, and then somebody comes in and says, hey, I need the file for the Faena because we have this big thing coming up, and you go, I have 1 million pieces of paper back here. I don't know how to find it. Well, it's there. It's just going to take you a while to get to it, right? Because your brain is shuffling through all these things you're trying to remember. So we're going to give you tips to remember, a list of 10, but you could take this, frankly, all the way to 1 million. This is how people remember things like the phone book, right? It's a mnemonic device called Peg Words. Is anyone familiar with Peg Words before? Have you done this type of thing?
Yeah, there's lots of other.
Courtney's raising her hand.
We got it. RBF, we got it.
Oh, really?
All right. No, Peg words are one, but there's also other mnemonic devices are the head, or the body parts. So you like say, something is on my head, something's on my ear, chin. That gets a little awkward the farther down you go.
Yeah.
So we stick with Peg words.
We don't know quite where to stop. Yeah, the words make it easier. Okay, so basically what you're doing, right, is you're taking a memory, you're taking something that you want to remember, and you're hanging it on something so you know where to find it in your mind. I'm going to put these words up so that you know what the words are, but then I'm not going to give you pictures because I want you to use your brains to really, really graphically visualize these. And this is not advancing. There we go. Okay, I really wanted you to see that blank page. So, Peg words. Number 1, these are going to be numbers. We're going to go numbers 1 through 10, and it's going to have a word assigned to the number that rhymes with the number that we're going to associate with something. It will all make sense in a minute. Stick with me here. Number 1, your word is bun. Okay?
1 is bun.
1 is bun.
2.
2 is going to come up in just a minute. 2 is shoe. Up.
2 is shoe.
Cheated.
3
Oh, dang it. Here, you do that for this
Yep,
one.
let me do this.
There we go.
All right, 1 is bun, 2 is shoe. 3, tree. 4 is, okay, so you guys, let's be interactive. You guys say it back. 5 is,
Oh, that's for you, girl.
Just pandering,
That's for you.
pandering to our hosts. All right, 6 is,
Uh-oh.
sticks. Okay, 7. Oh, God.
Often these are ones that kind of come the first word anyway that rhymes with it, but.
All right, you can do loud. You can be louder than that. Come on, guys. 8.
Gate.
9.
Line.
That was a good assumption. Yeah, we're rhyming. 10.
Hen.
All right, so let's leave them up on the screen. 1 bun, 2 shoe. Say it with me. 3
tree.
4
door.
5
hive. 6 sticks.
7 heaven. 8 gate. 9 line. 10 hen.
Did you get your picture of it? Okay. I could send it to you afterwards if you want. I want to be sure you got your picture of it. Okay. Because you're not going to be able to look at that while we do that. Thank you, Boo. Okay. So you got your peg words there, right? You got them in your mind? Now, we are going to put this into practical use right now. I think when we did it with HB, we often do grocery lists or something that someone has that day to remember, or if they've got something that, a kid's field trip or whatever. Let's do things that you packed to get here. And you're going to remember a list of 10 things, and I guarantee Wednesday you're going to run into one of each other at the airport, and you're going to say, what's number 7, and you'll be able to remember it, okay? The way that you're going to use this, by the way, in real life, you can use it to remember your list and things like that. I do this all the time when I'm driving and I want to remember something. But also, you can apply concepts to this so that if you want 3 things you got to remember to tell this person, or 4 things that are leading you through your speech, it's going to help you mentally peg those and know where to find it so you know what order to go in. Okay, number 1. Let's use Jake as an example here to get us through the first one.
Again, go ahead.
Again, that's why you're here.
All right, yeah, so number 1.
Number 1, your peg word is bun. So Jake, give me an example of one thing that you packed to get here.
My Invisalign.
Personal tidbit also, Jake is using. I didn't even know you were still using Invisalign. I thought you were done with that.
I said that when we were practicing. I'm like, Invisalign. She's like, what? Gross. Yeah,
Do you
so
know what
let's
that
just
is?
we're going to own it. Invisalign.
Your teeth look great.
Thank you. Thank you. Well,
Do you guys know what Invisalign is?
they're for you.
It's like
a retainer.
right?
It's super gross, and it's about to get really more gross.
Well, let's
Grosser.
make it. You got to lock it into your memory.
Yeah, all right, so here we go. So 1 is bun.
Your peg word.
1 is
It's
bun.
bun. Yeah. You guys are so good at this already.
Autopilot. They're like, when's the reception? When is
1.
it? 6:15,
Gross.
Danielle? Got it. 1 is bun. All right. So Invisalign. So imagine with my Invisalign in, I'm eating a bun. Oh, yes.
Exactly. Gross. What are you
Just-
seeing?
Oh, just eating the bun. The bun's getting stuck in the Invisalign. It's disgusting. Like, or maybe you're eating like an Invisalign sandwich.
Oh.
Maybe there's like Invisalign, and that's
It's like
disgusting.
sesame on, so there's like the sesame stuck in like the
sesame seeds
tooth
are
slots.
everywhere. It's disgusting. There's bun everywhere. Like, I never want to wear Invisalign again.
I'm picturing you with like a bun
Gross.
flapping off your face because it's like stuck in the Invisalign in there too.
Got it.
All
So
kinds of
1, the
grossness.
peg word is
Bun.
and the word is boom. Let's roll.
You're going to help me now. Ready? 2, your peg word is shoe. What's something that you packed? Anybody throw something out? No, you can't cheat and say shoes. Nice try.
Thank you,
that
guys.
That can be a
Appreciate
different
it.
one.
2.
A toothbrush. Okay. 2. So peg word is shoe, and you want to remember toothbrush. What are we envisioning for your toothbrush shoes?
Super graphic. Come on.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, like you go out in the
Like,
mud and
obviously.
you're
Hello.
and you're like all the little crevices underneath, right? And you're brushing your shoe, and there's like
Gross.
dirt flaking out. No, that was great. Maybe like your shoes are made of toothbrushes, so you stick your foot in, like you feel the bristles in the bottom of your foot, and you're like, what the heck?
I feel like you should clean your shoes with a rag, but no.
You use a toothbrush. And then you look at it and you're like,
Yeah.
I also have bad breath, so what do I do now? Like, what am I going to do with this toothbrush that I just used to,
Clean your
out the bottom of
Invisalign,
my
I'll tell you
shoe?
that much.
You can't clean your Invisalign.
All right, 3.
Tree.
Okay.
What's our object? Throw something out this side of the room. What's a bathing suit? Yes. Okay. So 3 is tree, and it's bathing suit. What are we picturing for our tree and our bathing suit? Palm trees made of like bikini tops or something. I mean, I don't know. I'm a one-piece girl myself, frankly, but many of you probably still rock bikinis and look fabulous. But however, whichever bathing suit you want to picture, are those the palm trees? Are those the leaves? Okay, so these are hanging.
Great, yes. Yeah, so bikini palm trees, what else? Super graphic, guys.
So, yeah, give us some,
So like you walk under a tree and it's just the leaves are bathing suits instead, and you walk under and all these bathing suits are falling on your head. Like, why would bathing suit, what? Coconuts bathing
Oh, like
suits.
okay, I like that.
Yes.
So they kind of you can hear the like right? It hits you in the head
Oh,
and like it's
good
just so these.
noise.
I know I have a good that. I don't know.
All
if
right,
that's
so we
called,
got that. What's 3? Tree and
Bathing suits.
what's
They're
1?
hanging down everywhere.
What's 1? All right. Okay, you want to go to 5? You want to go all the way to 10?
How are we doing on time? To 5. Perfect. Let's go
Yeah,
to 5.
let's do 5.
Daniel's
4.
having a really great time.
Yep.
4. Door. What's our thing we're remembering? Flip-flops. Okay, perfect. So talk to me. What are we envisioning with your flip-flops in your door? Stubbing your toe.
The worst.
As
yes.
you go. Oh, that is
Greg
the
Olson's
worst.
babysitter back there.
Yeah.
She knows. Yeah.
There
She
she goes.
stubbed her toe. Stupid Greg Olson. Go to sleep.
Maybe
little Greg Olson.
Oh, it was baby Greg
Wow.
Olson. Oh, okay, big.
Oh.
Okay. Well, either way, he probably stubbed his toe
Bigger
once. And
Greg.
it was probably you helped him recover.
Flip-flop doors. You
Maybe
guys
it's
got
like
that?
You pull the part. What's the It's in California they say the thong, but that to me means something different. What's the part that goes in between your toe? Whatever that part
Thong,
is. That's
the
the
webbing.
part that you pull to. Oh, it's like a big flip-flop
Yep.
door, right? The door is made of a flip-flop. Got it? So all of these things are happening with flip-flop, with door, and flip-flop. 5. What's your peg word? Hive. What's one more thing you remembered to pack? Say it again. A blow dryer. Perfect. Okay. So 5 is
They don't
hive.
need a blow dryer. We've got all your blow drying
Yeah,
needs
I know.
taken care of.
I used the Faena's and it's lovely. But if you packed your own blow dryer, how are we picturing a hive and a blow dryer? Oh, a beehive hairdo. Okay, I like it. So it's sitting on your head, and maybe you're like using your blow dryer to blow dry the hive. And what happens when you stick a bunch of hot air into a hive is all the bees fly out, right? So now you're freaking out, and there's like hot air going everywhere, and the bees are flying they're buzzing all around your head, and your hive is going crazy, and you're like, why did I just blow a blow dryer onto a beehive? You got it? Locked in? Number 1, what's your peg word? What's your item? Peg word for 2. What's your item? What's your peg word for 3? What's your item? Peg word for 4. What's your item? Peg word for 5. What's your item?
Very good. Give yourself a round of applause,
Very good.
guys.
I
All right.
promise, just for time, we're going to stop at
Yeah.
5. If we went to 400, you would still be able to get them. It's just a matter of how graphic you make the image in your mind.
Exactly. And what we also like to do is give you like a real tangible, so like the folks with Faena back there, and let's just say they've got a speech, and the speech is on the 3 reasons why Faena sets itself apart, right? So the 3 things are unparalleled customer service, our art, and the aesthetic, the look and feel. 3, let's be honest, the woolly mammoth. Can we talk about that for a second?
Amazing.
All right, so let's just say those are the 3 things. So first, customer service, that's 1 bun. So let's just say you get someone coming out with a bun like, this is the greatest bun you've ever had, and I will put it onto your plate, I will put it onto your fork, and I will put it into your mouth. Unbelievable customer service
That
with
is
the bun.
good customer service.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actively
use that.
searching for my next opportunity. So, no, all right. So two, shoe. So imagine your shoes are just amazing art exhibits, and you're like almost like a Dr. Seuss book, and you're walking like this, and you just see your shoes have like streamers coming out of them, and they're very artistic. So much art in your shoes. They've been like hand painted, like the Mona Lisa is on your shoes. 3, woolly mammoth. Tree. So imagine a gold-plated woolly mammoth skeleton climbing a tree. The end. You will never forget that. All right, so those are the 3. So again, just want to give you a tangible example. All right? So this is pretty much my favorite movie scene.
Oh, we
ever.
fell in love over this movie.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's not going to surprise you.
run it.
Hey, guys. Whoa, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you have one of these interactions like every day. Yeah, I literally, so for the longest time, it wasn't until we were in the hospital delivering June.
We didn't deliver her, honey.
I was there
were
for
there, yeah.
support. Paige was
Thank
there
you.
doing all the heavy lifting, and we brought like Dumb and Dumber and Tommy Boy and all these movies that we hadn't seen forever, and we played them, and she's like, wow, so like Big Gulps, huh, and Holy Shnikes, and all these quotes like, I thought that was you. You are basically regurgitating Chris Farley and Jim Carrey jokes. I'm like, they basically ushered me through my formative years, so.
It worked.
That happens every day, all right? So now we're gonna get into how to handle just basically one-on-one conversations.
Yeah, just things to kind of keep in mind. And we're getting, toward the end here, but we do want to just remind you of a couple quick things, because growing up, we all heard one thing, right? When in doubt, we follow the golden rule. We all know the golden rule, right? You finish this for me, right? The golden rule is do unto others
as they would have them do unto you.
Right. You say treat people how you want to be treated.
Right.
Incorrect. Are you guys familiar with Myers-Briggs personality type indicator? Love it or hate it. You can debate all of the different types and say like what types you are and all sorts of left and right. However, they are dead on, I feel, about a couple things. And this is one of the things I used to teach with my mom growing up through high school. And it was one of my favorite sayings that they use. And the golden rule really should be, instead of do unto others as you would have do unto you, do unto others as they would have done unto them. In other words, don't assume that everybody you meet wants to be treated the way you want to be treated, because maybe they prefer to be treated another way. Don't assume everybody that you talk with and that you run into wants you to come up and say hi and pick their brain for 5 minutes about, how their flight was or how their this was. Don't assume that everybody is Jake Fehling and wants to just, talk with you the entire time. Some people prefer to kind of ease into things. Some people prefer to have a different style about things. This illustrates it well. The extrovert and introvert dichotomy is one of the best. It's where you see the most human interaction go bad. So I'd like to just point this out as part of this training in just sort of a sense of keep things like this in mind, right? If you feel like you are a little bit more extroverted, if you feel like you are a little bit more introverted, keep in mind that what may feel to you like a super awkward interaction, and I love this one.
What you talking about? That's me.
That is you.
That is me, yeah.
But it's not everybody, right? And that's the whole point. This is if you can't read that's kind of small. It says, "Dear teacher, I talk to everyone. Moving my seat will not help," right? An extrovert can talk to anybody. An introvert can talk to anybody, but might be a little more comfortable hanging back and taking a little bit more time. I love our introvert slide here. It says, introverts unite separately in our own homes. Right? Yeah. So you're with other people, you're feeling each other, but you're like, you know what, but I'm gonna do it by myself, and I'll just know that you're doing it by yourself too. Keep this in mind in conversations in particular, when there's any sort of awkward pauses or you feel like there's like a lot of dead space. An extrovert will talk and fill up a conversation until they get to what it is that they're saying. An introvert likes to process it first and think through what they're gonna say before they actually say it and stick their foot in their mouth. What?
Yeah, it's like my stepdad.
Exactly.
Yes, bless his heart, Mike. So he is, if you look up introvert, that is him in the encyclopedia. Do people still have encyclopedias?
No.
When you Google introvert.
That would be the present day, yeah.
All right, so Mike Watson, love him, but he's a processor.
Yeah.
Like to the point where it's like you're like going via satellite to Syria or something. I mean, it's like, so Mike, we were just down in Miami. I once went to Florida as well.
Literally, you guys, it's like that.
Are you?
It's so like, I have to train myself. My mom does this when she does. She literally will put her finger in front of her mouth to keep herself from talking.
That's
so
a good tip, though. Yeah.
If you find that you are talking over people, or if you feel like you're talking to somebody who, they're just kind of on their own pace kind of thing, you can physically sort of stop yourself a little bit from doing that. And keep in mind, the other person probably does not feel as awkward as you feel with some of that blank space that's there.
All right, so I know what you're thinking. So you're like, you know what, guys, this has been fun and all. I'm just awkward, and I'm always going to be awkward. I've got no chance. I'll do your pen in the mouth stuff. I'll do like all this other random stuff you're teaching, but like, I'm hopeless. Like I'm going to trip on the way to the reception. Like I am awkward.
No, you're not.
Well, they might be thinking that. But this kid is super awkward. So what we're trying to tell you, gang, is that there's hope.
Do you recognize him?
Do you know who this is?
No, it does look like it could be Jake. I just thought that.
Wait a minute, no. Like, look at that soft jawline. Look at that guy.
I totally see where
that
you're
actually
going.
could be me. I love the.
Take a good hard look at it. See if you can guess who it is. It's a celebrity. It's not Jake. Yes.
Ah, good one. There you go.
Right?
Not awkward.
Not awkward.
Next, and this one could be Paige. So this is Paige in Honduras at Peace Corps.
It's not.
Yeah. In all seriousness,
we didn't do that on purpose, but those first two slides kind of.
Every picture you sent me when we first started dating, you're like, hey, let's go back from Peace Corps. I'm like, wow, Honduras, did you right? Okay. Went with the braids. Do we know who this is?
Yes.
Swifty.
There we go.
There's Swifty. Wow.
I know.
Next one.
I mean,
Ooh.
she can rock a red lip like nobody's business, right?
Yeah, next one.
Ooh.
Oh, dear. Who's this little Lakers fan? Who is this?
Oh, dear.
Whoa, dear. That's Kesha. Who's back, by the way.
Right?
Just dropped a song. It's good to have Kesha back. I know Miami
it
loves
is good.
Kesha.
And I'm glad that we got her in this stage, not,
Yeah, all right. And then the next one, slightly awkward, like a night. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Next
Whoever
one?
is murmuring is correct, but did anybody, I couldn't even tell if this was a boy or a girl when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's
still awkward, though.
but yeah.
Mariah, as we saw earlier.
She's hot, at least. Like,
with the video,
her looks blossomed.
Looks good, but still awkward.
Okay, so when in doubt, we like to say, I know. I mean, is this not gold? This is from the Awkward Family Photos site. And this is gold. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. In many ways and many times, we find ourselves in life going, I want to kind of be like this person, but I don't know how. Well, guess what? Just be like that person. Look at the things they're doing and kind of imitate that, and pretty soon it will feel more natural to you as well. I know I use my mom a lot as in examples in classes like this.
Watch out for the bus,
who I
Susan.
used to.
Yeah.
No, this is not a bus kind
Right.
of thing. I'm not going to throw her under the bus here. This actually is something she learned growing up as well. She was an Air Force brat, moved all over the country, which is hard on kids. You know, can be very tough to make friends and meet new people. She would go to parties and she would come home to my grandmother and said, you know, it's hard to make friends. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what to do when I'm there. And my grandmother said, well, you know what? You go to those parties and you act like you were having the best time there and like you enjoy everybody's company, and pretty soon you will be. And pretty soon you will. And if they think you're having a good time, then you are convincing them that you will, and eventually that will actually become the truth. So we've all heard the phrase, fake it till you feel it, right?
By the way, this
Fake it
reception
till you make it.
afterwards, everyone's going to be like, hey, thanks for the advice.
Isn't this
And,
party great?
Everyone's just going to peg the needle. Wow.
A little extreme.
I thought I was having the best time, but she is crushing it.
She is having so much.
Yeah.
You may feel like the kitten, but eventually you're going to be the lion. So when in doubt, actually, I kind of learned this from you, to be fair. I don't think I've told you this, but not as like part of this.
Oh.
On one of our first dates, even if they're, the chemistry is just there from the beginning, obviously, there's still awkward moments, right? I remember we had, on our first date, I remember looking down at one point, and there was just like a little teeny bit of awkward silence, and I looked up and I was expecting us to have eye contact of just like awkward giggle, like kind of acknowledge her. They're like, okay, so like what else about where you're from or whatever. And Jake was just like plowing down into his burger and like, you want another beer? And I was like, oh, like this guy doesn't feel weird, so I guess I don't feel weird either. Let's just keep going. So just take cues from people who are socially oblivious, and then you'll be great.
Right. Or you could take cues from our friend Charlene. Now, before we get to this video, there is Charlene. Her name is actually Ava, and she is Cal's age. She's 7. I don't know if you guys have seen these videos of her, but Ava is playing a character, Charlene, and Charlene is supposed to be your hot mess, awkward friend. And this, I'm telling you, these videos are just off the charts, just in the sense of like, how does a 7-year-old have that sense of humor? And how does the mom not just crack up constantly? And so we're putting this deck together a while back and came across this video, and the timing was perfect. It was perfect.
Perfect. Help me out, Juan.
You gotta move
I don't
closer.
follow rules. I follow dogs on social media. Well, I get my look, my routine. I roll out of bed and show up. I don't like effort. Sorry it took me 3 years to respond back to your text because I don't really understand technology. And I'm sorry for the divorce. Oh, I'm sorry. What were we doing? Yeah. Sorry, I just do that sometimes on surfaces and couches. Couches. Couch. I don't know how to say it. My life is a chain of awkward selfies. I feel so cute tonight, so I'm gonna take a picture of myself. Oh no. Love me or hate me, but I'm awkward, so gotta deal with it, honey.
Love that.
Do you love
me
her?
or hate me, but I'm awkward. Deal with it, honey. Any advice that we could give you pales in comparison to that. So I highly recommend you check out the videos of Ava, AKA Charlene. All right, so this is actually the back of a business card that we made that we're going to give out tomorrow, and we've got some tonight as well. We look forward to meeting all of you. But Paige mentioned it earlier. In addition to everything we put up in the deck tonight, we're doing kind of a live, I'm going to get real nerdy here, like a micro site. So we've taken 2
I don't know what that
videos.
is either. Don't worry.
So we took a video yesterday, we took one today, we'll take one tomorrow, and a couple on Wednesday, and we're posting them to our website, and you'll see the /Faena on there. And it's just more on public speaking and how to perfect your pitch. So we've talked about set clear objectives, limit your material, and there's all kinds of stuff too. And I think over the next few days, in addition to what we talked about, hopefully you'll get some tangible tips on the website as well.
You did an amazing job, by the way, of matching your graphic to the umbrellas at the Faena.
Yeah, we did.
And by you, I mean me,
Shameless.
because I was super excited.
That was
about
you.
That.
That was you. Shameless.
Guys, here's ways you can connect with us. We would love to keep in touch with you, obviously, beyond just today and tomorrow, etc. And Jake and I can't take a normal picture. We have nothing but awkward pictures of ourselves. I don't know what we're doing.
Whenever we take family pictures, we just get a folder back that says outtakes. There are no like regular
They're
pictures.
Like, we had one we could use.
Outtakes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
So here's where we are all over the place, and we would love to see you there. And before we go, real quick, what's your peg word for number 2? What's your item?
Yeah, all right.
Number
you
4.
You get first.
What's your item? Number 1. What's your item? You guys rock.
Come out on a high note. You're gonna leave with an Invisalign bun?
I know.
All right, got it.
Thank
you
you
guys so
guys.
much. You guys are awesome. You just clapped yourself off?
I did. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you didn't feel too awkward, or maybe we hope you felt like really awkward, but laughed through it anyway.
Yeah, a little bit. And for more information on us, the things we talk about, the classes we do, the trainings, all of the above, go to jakeandpage.com. That's Page with no I.
Thanks, Mom.